Now we're going to create a planet from asteroids. Random asteroid. Now I'm gonna hold everything, and I'm also creating a planet. Whoa! Look at this. This is a water world. I made a planet like Earth, but it's failed. But now I'm gonna make the lava recede. Of course, as the less ice there, or the less ice there is. Look at this. These tiny asteroids are making water for life. Like Earth, it's there's a little asteroid wanting water. I want to destroy it using the home tool. But I'm going to quiet now. Now I have to speed up time. Whoa, this object is super large. Huh? Okay, it's only 138 kilometers a day. It's only 138 kilometers. But now I'm going to crash. So, I'm going to crash the two small moons of Mars, Deimos and Phobos. They're going to add close to almost nothing. The biggest one is Phobos, and still is only 6 kilometers away. It's slightly smaller than mass, but I'm going to make it go similar to Earth. Now I'm going to add some water on it. I'm going to crash Titan, Saturn's moon, Saturn's largest moon. Now we're going to crash our own moon. I'm crashing all these moons, and I'm also including Pluto's moons. You gotta do not want Pluto to feel bad. Io is slightly as large as our moon. Whoops. And then the largest moon in the solar system is Ganymede. It is almost as big as Mars. The second biggest moon, Callisto, is just smaller by 70 or 60. It's only smaller than 60 kilometers. And now I'm going to crash this. This moon is roughly Mimas is the smallest round object in the solar system. It has a diameter of roughly only 400 kilometers. Diane looks like it has some of its surfaces gone in this game. Whoa. Now I'm going to crash Sharon, Pluto's biggest moon. And now I'm going to go to the minor objects and go to Pluto, then delete it because that would delete Pluto, as this is a moon's thing. Pluto's not supposed to be there, but we're including its moons. But I'm now going to hold all the velocity so it can just like crash in there. Shell 1 is Pluto's biggest moon. Only a little more than 100 kilometers, only a little more than 1,000 kilometers or so. And also this gigantic object is over the size of Earth, as I made it that big. And if you see over time, the lava will slowly recede. You can also reverse them. And also, now I'm going to crash all the minor objects. Like Pluto. Pluto's the biggest one I've ever seen. Pluto used to be a planet, but now it's classified both as a planet and a dwarf planet for some reason. Huh? Seriously? Where did Pluto go? Pluto just like, I'm gonna leave. Pluto, well, I'm gonna reverse you. Pluto, crash into the this asteroid. Which it actually used to be an asteroid, but look at this pit. It's so freaking hot. I'm gonna look at it from here. It's making me dizzy. And as time goes on, the lava will seep into the surface. But now I'm going to explode it, and I'm going to explode this object, or like maybe delete it. That's a better way. So nothing just goes like, I'm crashing. Ah! Huh? What happened? What happened to everything? Okay, I'm going to go to a simulation solar system, and now I'm going to expand the sun. I'm going to expand the sun to the orbit of Earth with no time. And now I'm going to expand the sun to the orbit of the Earth. And now I'm going to expand the sun to the orbit of Mercury. And now I'm going to heat up to 2311. Because I saw in the video because of that. Then after that, Mercury will be gone forever. But little dwarf planet Pluto will be happy because the variable zone will be beyond. And Venus would heat up just slightly as hot. Venus would be toast. Venus would likely be some toast or something. Venus would be, so Venus is toast, right? I mean Venus toast. And Venus, if Earth stays in the same place it does now, it'll vaporize after a few million years. And also the bigger the sun is, the less the mass. At maximum, the sun would be like this. I'm glowing, but the reason because the planet was getting slightly hotter. And this at the sun's peak, the Earth would just be like, Earth would be fried. All the ice would melt and boil our oceans. Just look at this toasted place. Earth would heat up to the Earth would heat up to 2,000 degrees Celsius. So the Earth is toast, right? and the Earth's water would be plunged into outer space. Earth would, and then the sun would lose its. The sun would begin to shrink. So no. The sun would shrink. The luminosity on the sun would go down to its last one. Luminosity would be so small, it would only emit a little bit of sunlight. And the sun would just shrink to nothingness. The sun would just be dead. The Earth would cool down and just suddenly cool down to -274. And also, the Earth would shrink by kilometer, and I'm going to do constant on all of them. And the Earth would likely would be the same temperature, would shrink to the same temperature as you see today. But the Earth would slowly cool down, but the Earth would blacken out very quickly. The Earth's temperature would greatly turn. The layers of Earth would likely turn black, and Earth would look like it would still have some oceans, but it would be completely dry. Its atmosphere would vanish, and land would vanish, and the atmosphere color would perish to black. The atmosphere would turn black. Instead of white, it would just start dropping, and the Earth's atmosphere would be like Mercury's, and the cloud color would suddenly be black, and then the Earth would freeze forever. Then the Earth would freeze to -274. The coldest temperature that has ever been recorded. Mars, by the hand, Mars has no clouds. Everything on Mars would just suddenly turn black. But without Mars' precious atmosphere, Mars would just simply fade away to nothing. Mars would begin to look like dead. Mars would begin to look like a place where nobody can live. It would begin to look black. And the atmosphere would, and instead of super white, Mars' atmosphere would disappear and likely turn out almost as black as Mercury's. Everything of Mars would just blacken out. And finally, the temperature would drop enough that it would look white. Then Mars' temperature would likely perish to the coldest ever. Then Jupiter would begin to freeze to -191. -191. But nothing would happen, but Jupiter's main colors would begin to disappear. And the black would begin to appear bigger, but that's because the layers are disappearing forever. Jupiter would begin to look like Saturn. See, it looks like Saturn. They would begin to look black. Okay. And Saturn would cool down to -197. Because I saw in some videos that. And I'm going to turn the top of Saturn black, and the layers would be gone. But even though there was just one black, the black would begin to expand because there's no more layers. In real life, we cannot actually remove them. Sun would just begin to look black. Uranus would become Oasis. Uranus is a similar color to the Earth, and it has some water and very less gas. It's the second most solid. It's not completely full of gas. But Uranus's layers would begin to shrink. Well, it would still be just one, but Uranus would look pretty much the same. But you would notice that there would be more black. What, sorry? Oh look, there's like white, see? Neptune would begin to cool black. Uranus would begin to cool back. And like I saw in some videos, they'll cool down to -238. That's what I learned in some of them. What? Now I'm going to do Neptune. Neptune would cool down, but this is the average temperature. The average temperature would cool down to -224, but it would likely turn black. Neptune would look a lot different. And also Neptune has about slightly more water than Uranus. But Neptune has a lot of water. The ice giants, the reason they were called the ice giants is because they were the furthest from the sun, and if they were any closer, they would be called the gas giants. And I would cool them to black. And that was the video.